All right, welcome back, guys. Sean here with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Hope everyone's doing well. I have a cup of tea in case my voice gets all crackly. I've been doing okay here in the last day. My voice is slowly starting to come back, you know. But all in all, I'm doing well. I know a lot of people are asking about me and all that stuff and hoping me a speedy recovery. And because of that, I'm heading down in that direction. So thank you. So we're going to address two things here in this video. Last week, the U.S. Mint had made a pretty big announcement called a royal announcement. And I want to be excited, and I am excited for this collaboration that the U.S. Mint is going to be engaging in with the Royal Mint. And I wanted to take a moment to talk about what this is, to talk about the press release, which is also the same as the email that was sent around to everyone on the 9th. Today's the, 16th, all right? So it's Tuesday. So it's been out for about a week now, but I figure we'll go ahead and address it and also issue a little bit of a forewarning about what's going to be happening here with this upcoming release. And then kind of go off of that. All right. I'm not going to tell you guys not to buy it because I think I'm going to be buying some of it. The gold looks especially attractive with Lady Liberty and Britannia all in one coin. I think that's sexy as hell, to be honest with you. But there's a lot of unknowns. All right. We're going to talk about what those unknowns are outside of what the price is going to be, because we know it's going to be above rate. It's going to be above market because it's a special program. This is something that they're not going to bargain basement at all. And, it's going to be, it is what it is, The other thing I wanted to address, because I had done this video here the other day, talking about Appalling, the first eBay 2024 coin listings that will destroy the secondary market, focusing primarily on the 2024 coinage and when they're going to drop. I firmly still believe that the new 2024 pennies and possibly quarters are going to be seen in circulation sometime this week. I might be completely wrong, but when we look at last year's kind of dating and when these things dropped, these things were out in circulation by the 15th. All right, we are there. We're kind of beyond there, but I wanted to address some of your guys' comments. Not to bash anything or anyone or anything like that, but I wanted to let you guys know that I do hear some of the criticism, some of the praise. I wanted to personally call out a lot of that. And oh, by the way, if you look over here, the channel almost at 100 million freaking views. About damn time. I feel like it's been forever. And that's through over 3,100 videos. So you guys have been an integral part to that process. So let's go ahead and kind of talk about the U.S. Mint Royal Mint collabo here. So this was released as a press release on January 9th, just a week ago. So the press release reads as follows: the United States Mint and the Royal Mint today announced the collaborative design created by both mints, chief engravers for the 2024 Liberty and Britannia program. This will release this year at some point. As far as I know, I don't know what that time frame is, whether it's going to be a summer release or kind of like a fall release. To cut how I don't know. There's going to be some sort of weird balancing here because they are going to repeat the Morgan Dollar series in all of its various types. So this one somewhere is going to fit perfectly. I would hope, so that way it's not going to impact or whatever those other releases that people look forward to, like the Morgan and Peace. Following a successful joint project in 2021 featuring the 400th anniversary of the Mayflower voyage, coins and medals, The U.S. Mint and Royal Mint are working together once again on a different type of project. This one features a unique design collaboration between the chief engravers of two of the world's largest and oldest mints. The collaborative design features Liberty and Britannia, two historical themes featured on many coins over the years but never together on one unified design. American Liberty, historically represented by a woman in her many variations, represents that bedrock value that is so important to Americans. She has appeared on U.S. coinage since the early years of the nation. Britannia, a staple on British coinage since the late 1600s, has long been the national personification of Britain. Often a symbol of maritime power, the allegorical image has come to be a symbol of national pride and unity. So as I read through this, I want you guys to listen closely to the information and what's not in there. Okay, and then that's kind of like how we're going to kind of like slip in a few key points that I think, since they were going to, announce this and make it so, that maybe it should have came up. I don't know. We'll see. So continuing on, the U.S. and the United Kingdom have long shared a close relationship based on common values and ideals. In this project, these two historic mints have come together in a groundbreaking creative partnership featuring the talent and skills of each mint's chief engraver to produce a design unifying Liberty and Britannia on one design. The United States Mint chief engraver, Joseph Mena, and the Royal Mint chief engraver, Gordon Summers, have created a stunning design celebrating the harmony of the figures while giving each equal prominence in the design. The design features allegorical Liberty and Britannia depicted in stoic profile portraits featuring complementary and balancing elements suggestive of the faces on a playing card. Their appearance identifies each figure. Liberty carries a torch and is adorned with stars, while Britannia wields a trident and wears a Corinthian helmet. Inscriptions will be appropriate for each nation. This has been an extraordinary opportunity for the U.S. Mint, said U.S. Mint Director Ventura C. Gibson. This occasion marks the first time that the chief engravers of both mints have collaborated on a single design. The combination of their artistic talents has resulted in a truly unique design that will surely be collecting standouts. Our hope is that this project expands the reach of both mints and leads to more opportunities for growth between our institutions. All right. Nicola Howell, Chief Commercial Officer at the Royal Mint, comments, I am delighted that our two great institutions have collaborated on this project, resulting in such an exquisite design and making a numismatic history by collaborating on a reverse design for the first time. The combined expertise of our chief engravers has resulted in something very special for customers across the world. Further to the design, the product available from the Royal Mint will be across both commemorative and bullion, offering customers the option to purchase a stunning collectible as well as offering an investment opportunity. As the Royal Mint grows its prominence in the U.S., this is an ideal opportunity for us to embrace the wants and needs of our international customers as we work with our counterpart across the Atlantic. The U.S. Mint and the Royal Mint will each utilize this design on products that will be available in 2024. Find more information about products from the U.S. Mint here, the Royal Mint here. Those are hyperlinks for both sites. We are already on the U.S. Mint website. And then there's a final little couple paragraphs that talk about the U.S. Mint and the Royal Mint respectively as kind of like a Cliff Notes version of each. All right, so here we are. They made this announcement. They even went as far as to produce and furnish a conceptual piece of art. Again, they're kind of using this kind of like playing card style where you have one figure that's right side up and the other side, the other figure upside down until you flip the card over. It switches. So I think that is incredibly stunning. I think in a way what we're seeing here is something that is undeniably simplistic all the while giving a lot of a lot of kind of the marquee due that is deserved of both Lady Liberty and Britannia, respectively. This is an incredibly beautiful piece of art right here. Now, the Royal Mint has made it known that they are going to be utilizing this design on their bullion, on their regular Britannia bullion coins. And then the commemorative on the sides as well. Now, what we don't know, and this is where the conversation kind of comes into play, and kind of like there's a lot of missing information here that I think we would love to know. Is this going to be a bullion coin? Is it going to be a commemorative coin? Because, like the Pride of Two Nations set, a collaboration between the U.S. Mint and the Royal Canadian Mint, that one was, in a sense, a limited production bullion piece. All right, so the U.S. Mint produced a one-off Silver Eagle, and the Royal Canadian Mint did a one-off Maple Leaf bullion coin with very limited mintages. I think if memory serves me, I think it's 175,000 pieces. Some of you might correct me. It's like either 175 or 125, one or the other. It was the perfect mintage for both of those coins. All right. I do distinctly remember the Canadian version of the Pride of Two Nations, because they had done a separate Royal Canadian Mint project on their own website, sold out like this. But the U.S. Mint sourced product, which had both the Silver Eagle and the Maple Leaf in one set, lasted for a little while. All right, it wasn't like an instantaneous sellout. They ended up selling out the same day, I believe, but it wasn't in minutes, much like the Royal Mint version or the Royal Canadian Mint version. So that's worth noting. So the other things that's worth noting, okay, again, all of the unknowns here, the intangibles of this particular piece, revolves around what the mintage is going to be. All right, because we don't know if it's going to be a bullion coin or a commemorative. We just don't know that. Or it might be a bullion commemorative. I know that sounds kind of weird and, it doesn't make any sense. But believe me, if you think about it a little bit more, then you'll know where I'm coming with that. So we don't know what the mintages are. Based off of what I've seen the last year or two under Ventress Gibson's tenure at the U.S. Mint as the director, she's not shy about making the mintages on any of these specialized products a lot higher than they should. All right. The Morgan and Peace dollars, especially in their proof versions, had quite high mintages at 400,000 pieces per Morgan per piece. And, they're a little bit lower for the BU Unk versions of those coins. This is something that's important enough that they could possibly do 500,000, all right, or 750,000. That's quite a bit. I think in time they are going to sell out of these because of how pretty they are, because I think the quality and the hallmark of a successful product really lies in design and execution and price. Price, believe it or not, is a buying motive to a lot of people, even in the numismatics industry. They don't want to spend hundreds of dollars to own this coin unless it's the gold, number one. But the regular silver 999 fine pieces, nobody wants to spend $150 to $200 to own that when there's going to be 500,000 or 600,000 or 750,000 or $1 million. But I think based off of what we've seen and how much of a headache that I've seen, that they are going to possibly have a quite a stiff mintage, quite a high one. And that brings us to another thing that never got talked about, and that's price. Okay, price never came up in here because, again, this is just a collaborative announcement. Sure, it would be great if we knew how much they were going to charge for something like this. That always kind of like plays in our minds. Like, is this something I need to save up for? Is it going to be priced too high to justify what could be possibly a perceived rarity here? Those are two very important aspects to this collaboration, and because of that, I'm telling you guys, beware, tread cautiously as this coin becomes a reality. All right, it's probably sometime this summer or sometime in the fall. All right, is what I kind of anticipate seeing here. I never bothered to check the US Mint website. Might as well do that to see if possibly they had put it into their 2024 product schedule. I don't see anything yet. We're in the January, February. Greatest Generation Commemorative Silver Proof. Don't even know what the heck that is. I heard about that, and there's like 7 or 8 different versions of that. That's not really exciting. It's not really exciting to think about because the Harriet Tubman commemorative really threw everyone for a loop. There's your Morgan and Peace. That's a summer release. There's a 200th anniversary Flowing Hair Silver and Gold, as its own standalone product, which is really exciting. Can't wait to see that one. Limited proof set, but there's no specific time frame for the Royal Mint collabo here. So, I mean, we probably won't hear anything for about the next month or two regarding a affirmative release date on this. But until then, they sure do leave a lot to the imagination. And, you could kind of, make what you want to do with it. Is it something that you guys are going to possibly spec on? Is it something that you're excited to see? I think it's less of a spec and more of just like, hey, I want to add one of these to my collection. More numismatically than it is bullion driven, because bullion, we're trying to look closer to spot value, and numismatics, it's, whatever the value is to a collector of those type of things. So yeah, there you go. That's that. Next point I want to bring up are the upcoming 2024 Lincoln Cent releases. So what I did was, before we actually talk about some of the questions and comments on my video, and we're probably not going to go through a lot of it because there's like 80 comments on there. Thank you guys, by the way, for, saying what you had to say, chipping in your 2 cents. So I did a quick little search. I know it was a couple days ago since I did that video. Could there have possibly been some of these 2024 rolls or boxes that have sold? Whether it's pennies, quarters, nickels, whatever. So I did Lincoln Cent box. I looked at quarters, didn't see anything for quarters. And what I've seen, and I didn't put in 2024, but I did recently. So we got some other dates. The first one that we come across here is this pre-sale for 2024D. Lincoln Shields, $25 face. 50 rolls at $225. Keep in mind, they do not have that in hand yet, but once they do, they're going to send it to you. Let's see, anything else here? Here's another pre-sale this is for 1 roll of 2024 Ps at $12.95, and yeah, we're going to talk about why people pay this kind of money. I've had a lot of people shit on my parade because I said, well, there are people that pay $300 to $500 for these boxes right out of the gate. And it was like, why? Some people have said, well, I put it out there that, it's something that possibly you could find something awesome and, therefore justifies the price. And it's not. I guarantee you guys it's not. All right. I'm going to explain ad nauseum about why these penny boxes sell for what they do. It has nothing to do with the outside noise or social media notifications or anything like that about what can be promised out of these. Because I'm going to tell you right now, right out of the gate, do not promise anything from these bank boxes. Okay, there could be jack shit for all I care. There could be no errors, no varieties. The coins might be garbage to the point where they won't grade very well. There's a lot of things at work here that could, take this and then, make it worth less to a lot of people. But what we do know is that there is a lot of desirability for the new product right out of the gate. And we're going to talk about why here in a second. So we do have a couple of these unopened 2024s. I had talked about these on my last video about how I'm a little wary of whether or not these are actually 2024 penny boxes. But you can see right there, proof is in the pudding, $347 confirmed sale. Okay, the sale price is in green. That means it's legit. $327 for this box. Don't know what the $20 difference there with free ship. The net profit will end up being around $260 there. That's after fees and shipping, things like that. Let's see, 2023. There's even just regular mixed boxes, with circulated and new coins in there as well. A lot of other dated coins here. Here's another unsearched box. Here's 2 boxes of unsearched circulated coins. 2023D. Someone had asked me how much are last year's coins going for. There's a 2023 bank box of Denver Lincoln Shields, $59.95. Cost is $25. You got to back out about $15 for shipping, because you could send us in a medium flat rate box and send it priority through the USPS. And you're not going to make a whole lot here. Maybe $8 to $10 in net profit. The Philadelphias are better because they got more possibilities, more prospects. And even today, a full box is selling for over 3x face value. So for those of you that are on the East Coast and you're still able to get full boxes of 2023 Ps, keep in mind, you can profit about $40 off of each box. All right, which is pretty good. That's very respectable. And if you have a banking institution that has a whole bunch of these, then you could really do a number here. You could sell a number of these. Even if you sold just 5 boxes in a month, that's $200 in money that all of a sudden just pops out of nowhere and could possibly be a life-changing thing for some of you. All right. So that's what we have thus far. All right. We even have a little shorty 10-roll box that's sold for $35. It's a very rare NF string box that only has 10 rolls. They're made for smaller businesses, things like that. And you really have to ask for those. Otherwise, they won't tell you about them. So let's go into the video and let's address some of the comments, folks, that we have here. So from Christos, this one is Sean. Thank you for always giving your audience the sincerest of advice on how we should go about listing our coins and boxes, and for the infinite knowledge you bestow upon us, having everything to do with numismatics. You're welcome, sir. Appreciate it. CGC Coin says, yeah, it's too bad people don't list items on eBay in the perfect way to make everyone happy. I know I might seem a little bit kind of a hard ass when it comes to listing, but if you're going to do it do it properly, right? As if there's no expectation, all right? Because that's truly going to set the table for the market. If you don't do that and you set this price that you think it's worth, but it ends up sitting there, people are going to continue to ignore that price. Okay, we had the one guy that was asking like $580 for his box, $579, I believe, and no one's touched it. And to make matters worse, the guy had shady feedback character and all that stuff. So there's a lot of things that could be a detriment to this opportunity. Not for me. for you guys. That's why I come in here on YouTube and talk about it, because I don't have the ability to do that. I don't have banks that have that kind of circulation and turnaround on coins. They just don't. But there are maybe some of you, across the Midwest, in Colorado and Tennessee, Maryland, New York, wherever, that they have no problem acquiring some of these boxes. All right. So if I can't be a beneficiary of it, you guys can. But you got to understand, there's a very tight window where you can take advantage of this. This is not like this long-term thing where, wow, these boxes are $300 and I could sell them all the way up to the end of the year. Hell no, it doesn't work out that way. These have kind of like a staying power that is so limited and so weak after the first 10, 14 days that, there might be better opportunities elsewhere other than trying to pawn off these brand new bank boxes of 2024s. I'm keeping it real here. Steve Turner, who's a friend of the channel, it's been here for quite a while. Thanks for getting this info out to us, Sean. Don't let yourself get worn down. Dude, I feel worn down right now. Kick back and allow yourself get well. We'll be here when you get back on your feet. Take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one, buddy. Appreciate it, Steve. Gregory, glad to see this has been publicly addressed. My thoughts exactly. Shalom. All right. AJ, get some rest, sir. Health comes first. I despise evil people like scammers. Great job. There was a guy that was trying to sell one of these boxes at a ridiculous level, and they say they have it, but they don't. And they haven't sent anything. And it was something that was sold like 2 weeks ago, knowing full well that these bank boxes don't circulate before the halfway point of January. It just doesn't happen. We've never seen it before. Let's see. John Waite. Thanks, Sean, for very informative and important information, especially for the new collector like myself. I was very skeptical up until I watched this video. Spot on. Thank you, sir. John, I just know John because he bought something for me for the first time on Whatnot. So thank you, sir. Darren R. Been fortunate to have a relative that works in a bank, so I get heads up when new coins are coming in, and instead of paying ridiculous prices on eBay. And I did comment on this one. Namaste, who's another channel supporter. I would love to have an insider. Nice. I mean, who doesn't, right? If you can't work for the bank, you should know someone. And I put here, absolutely don't buy them. I personally wouldn't buy those penny boxes at that price. It's just my thing, right? So this is a good time to pivot and talk about, well, who does buy these? And why do they pay this kind of money for them? Me personally, I don't see the value in paying $300 to $500 for the brand new 2024 anything, as far as like pennies, quarters, whatever. Why this occurs is actually kind of three things. Number one, there's the chance. Again, the chance. It doesn't mean that's the case 100%, but there's a chance that someone can find the first mint error. It could be anything. It could be a strike through. It could be a major die clash, which we've seen the last few years. And those particular coins sell for $50 to $75 right out of the gate. So they're okay paying the $300, but what if you have this bank box and there's these die clashes? And let's say, for instance, in a full $25 face value box, you end up ripping through all of it, and you end up finding about 100 of these die clashes. Good news. You can turn around and sell each and every single one of them individually for a really strong amount of money, to the point where that initial $300 to $500 that you had invested to get the box will end up 2, 3, 4xing your money because of this one die clash. So it's the errors first, varieties are second. Any sort of die varieties like double the dies, which we've seen a few of them over the course of the last couple years. And they're popular to have because there's a lot of Lincoln cent enthusiasts that collect into the varieties, and it's a very deep group, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the second reason. The third reason is kind of crazy, but it's for registry sets. All right. What's a registry set? A registry set is something that is put together. They're generally hosted by the grading companies like PCGS and NGC. I believe CACG is going to be getting into the registry set deal as well. But what it is essentially there are deep pockets people that buy only the top graded coins of their respective series that they collect into. And what they'll do is they'll acquire these coins. Maybe for 2024, that top grade might be, for example, a Mid-State 68. All right. And they'll pay $1,000, $2,000 to acquire that coin because there's only one or two or three graded at that level. It's all about the top pop. And this is in spite of the fact that the mintages on these newer coins is up to almost $1 billion. You know, it's a lot. So these deep pockets, rich people, they end up collecting these coins where they'll buy it on eBay, they'll buy it on Great Collections, Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, they'll buy them at the coin shows, the big ones. They'll buy the coins themselves and send them off to grading, all right? And they'll send like 100 of them at a time. And whatever they get back, that's a top pop, they'll add it to the registry. And in the registry, coins are attached to a personal profile on PCGS's website. At the end of the day, the registry set is just a glorified pat on the back. It's a points-based system. It's for bragging rights. And that's why, and you know, if you guys know like top tier rich people with a lot of money that like to do this type of thing, whether it's coins, whether it's racing sailboats or some shit like that, they want to be the best, all right? Because they have the money, they have the drive, they just want to pump as much income as they possibly can into, you know, a sport or a gambling session or whatever the case is. They want to have the biggest wins, all right? And the coin side of it, the registry sets, is yet again another component that they leverage to make it happen. So, yeah, me personally, it's not my thing. I've been there, done that. It's very nerve-wracking. I recommend that nobody does it at all, unless you got those deep pockets. So, Frisky Biscuit said, when I'm bored, I'll go looking for ads that are obviously attempting to scam, and I'll call them out by messaging them. They aren't expecting it, and I've watched some of those ads subsequently disappear. Will and Ben are kind of talking about the crypto ads that we normally see pop up on YouTube comments. Christy Riley says, I agree with you on everything. If you look at the first box you showed, the tape is in place, even though it looks funky, but the rest of the box or the box is cut open with a knife. All three sides and the top edges are curled up. It's not sealed. Obviously, he is a scammer. Keep up the great work and get well soon. Thank you, Christy. Original A-Talk, another channel supporter and friend. The first box listing you went over, the tape on the boxes looked weird to me, and I agree. Maybe resealed, possibly, or maybe just the corners jammed up, because you could curl the corner of the top and pull out a roll to look at it. I really hate scam sellers. I agree. Samuel over here. Good morning, Sean. Sean, you are 100% right. I ran to the basement and I dug out my empty penny boxes. That one box has not the right tape on it. I have a few boxes that I open and the tape is more brown in color on the tape. I looked at eBay and that one box and more white in the tape. NF Strings and Sons Inc. are here in Harrisburg, PA. They are. I live here in South Central PA and find it hard to get new penny boxes from the banks locally when they come out in February. I have also gotten penny from the banks in the boxes with the holes, and they were also circulated. So with that being said, the boxes need to be opened before buying. And there's nothing wrong with that. I totally agree. Open the box, but just don't open the rolls. Because there's 50 rolls, there's bound to be at least one roll where you could see an ender with a date on it. Thank you, Sean, for all the years of videos. Thank you, brother. Shastina, another family friend of the channel. Thank you, Sean. Hope you're feeling much better. Fast. Take care. I'm getting there. Bill Girl, 2024 isn't the only year where there are ridiculous prices. It's all the way back to 1959 in many listings I've seen. Yep. It's sealed equity. It's a thing. Susan, great information for selling on eBay. Thank you and feel better. Thank you. I appreciate it. John Lee Shoot, great information. I'm waiting for them to appear at my local bank. C-May, yeah, that bank box had some peekaboo funniness going on, nefarious look to say the least. Judy Slavin, praying for you a speedy recovery. Douglas Wilson, great job, buddy. This video is called Protecting the Business. It's consumer advocacy I like better, but yeah, no, I get it. 999, 420, very funny. LMAO, that penny box, it definitely was an old box that was open. I agree with you. That seller had the worst photos taken tonight. Thanks for a great heads up, Blue. Appreciate it. EMR Coins, that's Eric. Hope you feel better soon, brother. I get them for myself, but I just can't bring myself to 3 and 4x my money unless something is found. Doesn't help that and stuck with Denver, okay? And he's in the same spot I am, where we're west of the Mississippi, and we typically find Denver Mint boxes. Dennis DeWelbus, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly error love. Oh my God. Yeah, he just had to throw that in our face. I'm just going to kind of skip around because it's all, for the most part, positive. Osos, zero expectations for sure. You're awesome. Sean, much love from Emrod. Appreciate it. Orgulo, our good old friend. He's one of my old followers from way back in the day. Hi, Shun. Soon recovery, and thanks for the 2024 update. You got it. Namaste did tell me that 70 pounds is the max for flat rate. Boxes. Penny box, well under that weight. Yeah, they usually come in under 30 pounds. Good luck to the sellers lucky enough to get these boxes first. And it's really a race to the finish, or a race to the start. Great job, sir. Hope you feel better. So this one right here is one that I wanted to address. First, another reason coin collecting has been ruined by profiteers and greed. I'll go to the bank myself. If you have a good relationship with your banks, not hard to do, and I agree. Namaste said, profiteers and greed have been around since the beginning of buying and selling goods. That's true. We are in a capitalist society where you could buy something for X, sell for X plus Y, and make money that way. All right. I said, indeed, it's not an everlasting process. It's a very short, tight window of opportunity. When I mean short window, where you can take advantage of nice, big, healthy prices on the new boxes, it's going to be within the first 7 to 10 days. Because beyond that, the expiration date has come and gone. Those boxes are going to come down to $150, $100, $80, and they tend to settle in that $75 to $80 range throughout the rest of the year. I'm never selfish with the information. If someone in need can use the extra income, because the Lincoln enthusiasts and attributors, I didn't make it clear who buys these, the people that look for the varieties and the attributors like Chuck Daughtry and a few others that run the websites, coppercoins.com, the Wexlers of the world, Dr. Wiles, they want things like this, all right? And they end up always getting the product they need. And there are a lot of people, and that's why they elevate to such a high price. They want to be the first ones to search through them, all right? And that's why the prices are so high through the first week and a half. It doesn't ruin it for anyone. Only a handful of them are found and sold in a 10-day period, and that's true. We probably see maybe less than 20 boxes through the first 7 to 10 days that ever make it to eBay and subsequently sell. Bite Me 409, they are assuming a value and no one has searched for varieties and errors on these coins. That's when the price per roll shoots up. That's exactly right. That is right. Patricia had said it's called gambling, and those who want to gamble early do and some don't. Sean needs to get over it and leave people be. Like, seriously, Whatnot isn't any better. And I had to throw this in here. I'm like, I'm not sure what Whatnot has to do with it. That's the platform I sell on. We're not talking about Whatnot. We're talking about 2024 coins. The biggest reason why anyone would buy these for $300 to $400 has everything to do with being the first to find error variety or first reported top pop graded example. We had talked about those deep pockets people that do registry sets. The same vein holds true here. They want to be the first and the best at something when it comes to the new coins. They want to break the news to the community at large about a certain error that's popped out or a fresh variety. And that's why they pay a lot of money right out of the gate. The people that buy into these at ridiculous price levels understand this, but levy the importance of the whys I just outlined. It's all about the whys. There's no guarantee, of course, but don't call it gambling, because the main attributors and enthusiasts, they don't see it that way. They understand that they're bidding against their buddies to get the box, but they understand they're not going to bid these things up to $1,000. They've never made it to that level. I think the highest I've seen was like $500-600, and that's that. So, they understand, but there's also a cap. It's not like you could sell these for $1,000 if you're the absolute first one. And even still, you got to throw it out there on eBay and run a 7-day list, right? You don't put a buy it now for some ridiculous price thinking that you're going to be setting the table on the market. It doesn't work out that way. So that's what I wanted to bring up. I mean, you guys are free to go in and read a lot of these comments. Again, there was like 80 or 90. It was quite active. But there you go. As of right now, there hasn't been any found. So it's still very live. We talked about that. We talked about the Royal Canadian or the Royal Mint collaboration as well. That should be exciting, but be cautiously optimistic about what that one has to offer, because as soon as they announce that the price is this amount, it's like ridiculous. Or if they say, oh, this is going to be hot, we're going to do a million piece for the silver or whatever. That's kind of high. And what we do know from the Mint is that they overcharge for everything. They do. The Harriet Tubman Clad commemorative at almost $50 it's a gross kind of, I don't know how it's a gross example of how carried away they can get, considering that 10 years ago in 2014, Clad commemoratives were issued at $22. That's the Baseball Hall of Fame coin, the curved one, which is hot, which is awesome. I love those things. And that's where we're at on there. So that's what I wanted to talk about. We were on for over 40 minutes, and I do apologize about that. We had a lot of things that we needed to talk about and get out of the way. And again, this is going to be of great importance as we continue on here through the rest of the month of January. If you guys are hunting for these boxes, I wish you the best. Keep in mind that the new quarters will be out here in the next maybe 2 weeks. So that's going to be another one to look out for as well. Any new coins, I would say the nickels are going to be another good one to look out for. But those are much more effective being sold by the roll or by groups of rolls, like a lot of 5 rolls, So there you go. That's it. And you see here my voice kind of going in and out here toward the end of talking for 40 minutes. But I wish you guys the best hunt, enjoy it. If you're going to crack open some of these new 2024s, have fun with it. If you find anything, let me know. Post it in the comments, send me an email, do whatever you want to do. It's just going to be a lot of fun. You guys take care, happy hunting, and I will see you on the next coin video, right? There's always going to be a next one. See you guys.